To create your piskel sprite GIF, all you need to do is follow the link I've provided or go into Google and write in piskel. The first link that comes up will be the one you want to use, and the link should take you straight to this website. Here is what you'll see when you click on Create. This website is free, you don't have to have an account, but if you want to create an account, you can save your little moving pictures and edit them later on, which comes in really handy if you want to put a lot of detail into this. Down the bottom here we have a couple of examples that you can see that have been done by someone else. You can go in and edit them and play around and have a go at using this website, but for now I'm going to show you how to use each of the buttons. To click on that Create Sprite button, you're going to open up your blank page. Here is where you draw your pictures. Here is where your preview will appear, and here is each of your slides. So as you add more slides, they'll actually run in sequence in this preview bar here. But for now, we're going to just set this up so we can start. Here is where the size of the buttons are, or the pen you're using is. As you can see, it's not very small at the moment, so we can't get too much detail in. So we're going to go over here, and this is the first thing I want you guys to do, is to resize it. Change it to 100 and press this resize button here. So now your smallest button that you're using on your pen will be really detailed. You can get in there and put some detail into your original pictures. The next thing you're going to want to know is how to do the colours. So that's down here. You have left click and right click. So left click, we're going to choose a colour, and for right click, we're going to choose another colour. So this means you can colour with two different colours as you go. Each of these buttons have all these great different uses for creating your pictures. Let's go through them. Here is your mirror pen. So just by using it as is, it's a vertical mirror. So this is great if you're doing a symmetrical picture, drawing a butterfly, whatever tickles you. If you hold down Control, it turns into a horizontal line, which is great if you want to do a nice mirror from there, like a sunset. And of course, it says here you can press Shift and you get a kaleidoscope, which can be really fun to play with, getting all your different colours in there. Great thing about this is you can go back and edit. You can Control Z, which will undo anything. So you're not happy with it, you can undo. If you went back too many times, you press Control and Y, and it will put those back on there for you until you're happy. But now, for now, let's go through the next button. Here we have the paint bucket, which works like normal. It colours everything you can touch, one colour. What's great about this website is it also creates this, which is paint all pixels the same colour. So say I don't like that purple, or say that green is too bright because it's making my eyes hurt. All I have to do is click on that button, choose a darker colour, and you can see here is where it's appearing. I'm going to go just a little bit, I think maybe bluer, a bit darker and bluer. And then all I have to do is go over here and click on the colour I don't want, and it disappears. So this is our two colours now that I've got happening. Here is where your eraser tool is, very self-explanatory. It erases everything you don't want to, goes back to the basic. We have our stroke tool here, which means you can draw straight lines. It's kind of different colours so you can see what's happening. So this is drawing straight lines, just like in a normal paint. Great thing it has here is if you hold down the Shift button, it will actually pull those lines really perfectly straight for you, and it makes it really easy to draw perfectly, either diagonal, vertical or horizontal lines. Here we can draw rectangles and circles. Of course, this is a great tool if you know exactly what you want to draw, and with that also you can thicken your lines just by clicking the sides here, which is great. That works also with the lines. Move tool here means you can grab your picture and you can move it along, move it around. Here is your selection tool, so you select an area, and here if you can actually Control C, which is copy, and Control V, which is paste, so you can move it around, you can copy onto the next slide, whatever you want. Alternatively, you can actually just move it if you're not happy with where it is. If you just want to edit it a little bit, you hold down the Shift button and it will move. So let's just move this a little bit here. And it's moved over here. Of course, it's left behind this big blank space, which is no good. So that's great. This is a great button to use on your top layer, not on your background layer. So undo that so you can see. This is a freeform section, so you can choose a section specifically to move or copy or paste, whatever. Great for editing. We have a great tool here called Lighten, and if you press Control, it also darkens. This is great when you want to do your colouring or you want to put some detail, some shading into your picture. So let's have a look at how it works. We're going to use the large tool so you can see how it works. So click on it first. See how it lightens? All the purples and the greens are all getting lighter. Alternatively, if you hold down Control, it makes everything darker, which is also great. If you hold down the Shift button, it'll only apply the darkening or the lightening in one shade up instead of going all the way to white or all the way to black like this one has. So I'm going to press the Shift button here and see I can go over as many times as I like and it only goes one shade lighter. All I have to do is let go and go again if I want it to go even lighter again. So this gives you a real element of control over your colouring. Alrighty, so that gives you an idea of how all these buttons work. We're going to go over to one of my other examples I've done already. So we can look at these layers over here. So over here you can see here are all the slides that I've made. I've used all these buttons to create the background. And here is where the preview is running step by step by step. So first picture, second picture. I'm going to slow it down so you can see how slow it's moving. So if you put 0 frames per second, it just sticks to the picture you currently have. If you put it up to 1, it'll move through 1 frame at a time. So frames per second, that's what that means. Okay, so I've gone through and I've created my background and I've got my clouds and my shadows moving across. I've then added in another layer, which is this orange ball and shadow. And I've gone through and I've edited it, dragging it across. This is the layer on top of the background. So you can see the background just underneath. But here you can edit as much as you like and it won't affect the background, which is great when you're creating your animation. Of course, you can add another layer if you want to have these images over top of each other and create extra dimension to the picture. So as you go through, you'll see each of these different buttons do different things. So you can delete layers, you can merge the layers together. So say I want these two together, I can just merge them. So they're now all on the same layer. If I'm not happy, I just Control Z and then it'll undo. Edit layer name, so you can name the layers here. You don't have to be layer 1, 2, 3. You can say this one, let's name it the background. Okay, so I know not to go and edit that because I'm happy with it at the moment. Or if I want to edit it, I know exactly where to go. I can just change it. Here we have flip vertically, so that's the layer that you're currently on. You can actually flip the picture. Comes in really handy if you know exactly what you want for it. And then use these tools to move things around. We have rotating, really handy, and we have cloning. So this means you can clone this one thing to every single picture, which can be really useful if you want to clone, one picture to everything. So you're really happy with how you've drawn it here. You want to clone it, and you can move it around as you like. This button here aligns everything to the center. So if you want the focus to be right in the middle, you can move your picture or what you've drawn on this layer directly to the center. Here is where you're going to save it. You can export it as a file. You can save it into wherever really. Here you can export as an image if you want to, or a sprite sheet or a GIF. Here is where you're going to import pictures if you want to, like I've done in my example. I used a picture off the internet, I imported it, and then I sat and edited it and cut parts of it to create layers. Alright, so if you have any questions, ask me. If not, have a go, have a play. If you create a website, you'll be able to save it and work on it later. Good luck.